Hey guys, Sonic here from DG and welcome back. So, Digital Extremes. If you're watching this, which you probably should because of the title, hopefully you watch this. I'm here to talk about the changes you did to my favorite weapon. These in my hand are the staticor. They used to be a very good weapon, but since the new changes now, they used to be able to be a weapon that was terrible in high levels, but could actually take down certain enemies. Now, they basically, so the staticor changes, in quotes, made it so the quick fire is no longer usable. Let's say, let's switch from gas, because gas pods have actually a lot of range. They changed the staticor. So let me read off everything they did. They increased the magazine capacity, which is good. My magazine went from like 57 to 61. They increased the maximum ammo capacity. They reduced the charge rate time. And they made the charge rate explosion bigger. This sounds like a buff so far, doesn't it? Because now the charge rate's like this. Look at that blast radius, though. But the next part is what I want to talk about. So originally, the rapid fire, this fire right here, had a decent blast radius. Now, used to be able to hit at least 4 or 5 enemies. Like if I shot this in the center, I could hit all 4 of these, but I have to do strategic placement in order to do that. They reduced the simple spam fire explosion to 2 meters radius, which is short. Very, very short. Fire in the middle barely even hits that other guy. Which means that this weapon is no longer viable. Because if I'm firing at the ground, you got a group of enemies of like heavy gunners, it's gonna take me forever and several magazines to do that. And also, if I want to use the charge fire, it's incredibly ammo inefficient. It's incredibly ammo inefficient. And you know what their response to this was, or at least what they thought? Also, they thought it was a good idea to add self-damage to it, but they took that off, and you can actually see that in the patch notes. And you know what's the best part? They made it so you can make them just as good as they normally would, but you have to take off one of your mods to do that. You have to use one of your mod slots, which I'm going to use Scorch. I'm going to switch out Scorch. So you can use the mod Fulmination, which I don't own. So not only do I have to spend 20 platinum on a mod and some endo and credits to max it out, I have to take off 841 damage off every shot of this weapon to make it not even as good as it once was. DE, you have ruined the staticor. This used to be my favorite weapon, and it's garbage now. Now the charge fire is good, but it's so ammo inefficient that I can barely even keep it up with carrier. And it cannot stack into high levels. That was an entire magazine for killing just a few groups of enemies. An entire magazine. DE, all I'm asking is that you reduce the blast rate of the charge. Just reduce it by a little bit. Or just make the quick fire, just make the blast radius 4 meters, just a little bit more, so that it will stack with fulmination and make it a little better. Or just revert all the change that you've just done, because this change is terrible. And also, sorry, I was gone there for a second. Not only do you have to take off a mod slot to make this weapon not even as good as it once was with the whole blast radius, which is the only reason you would use this weapon in low-level missions, it's not even going to be as good as it once was. And the blast fire is ammo inefficient, and I mean, the best thing they could do, like the best thing that you, or if DE's watching this, the best thing that you can do is just reduce the quick fire back to what it was. And if you want to balance the damage and just make the staticor just as good as the staticor, which I'm pretty sure wasn't what you wanted to do, but still, just buff the damage of the staticor. Don't nerf the staticor. This weapon isn't really used by the community anyway. The only reason it's got low riven disposition, like, I have not seen a single other person use this weapon in over 5 months. I look at my team and their loadouts every time they hop into my team. I have not seen a person use this weapon in over 5 months. The only reason that's a terrible riven disposition is because it's apparently powerful in DE's eyes. So if you're watching this, please change it back to the way it was. It was amazing the way it was. Now it is, I just hate it. These weapons, they cannot deal with ospreys anymore. And they just can't. They can't do anything about what they once did. And I'm going to spend 20 platinum to get a mod, or like whatever someone gives me the price, to take away some of the damage and status chance, just so I can have it to be somewhat near what it once was. Thanks a lot, DE. Please change it back. Please make this weapon... Please, for a Warframe user that has over 770 hours, please change this weapon that barely anyone uses back to its former glory. Anyways, I'll see you all next time. Saronica out.